The silence in this house is the worst part. It's a heavy, living thing that fills up the rooms, pressing down on me the moment I wake up. This empty, 3-bedroom house still smells faintly of the life we built together. A life that feels like it belonged to someone else now. For a heart-stopping second this morning, I could have sworn I heard the soft hum of my wife's radio from the kitchen, the familiar shuffle of her slippers on the tile. But then reality snapped back, sharp and cold. The silence rushed in again, louder than before. It's getting harder to find a reason to swing my legs out from under the covers. What's the point? The day just stretches ahead, another empty corridor of hours to fill with nothing but memory and regret. My daughter, she was the brightest part of it all. She had a mind like a diamond sharp, brilliant, full of potential. I keep her old certificates in a box in the closet, but I don't need to look at them to remember. I can still see her, bent over her textbooks, her face a mask of fierce concentration. She was going to change the world. She had a future so bright you needed sunglasses to look at it. And then, at 20 years old, she threw it all away. She just let it go. She met a man online. That's where it started. In the quiet of her bedroom, right down the hall, she was being charmed, lured, and systematically lied to by a phantom. And we had no idea. One day, she packed a single bag, told us she was staying with a friend, and got on a plane to Iraq. She married a terrorist. The words still feel foreign and ugly in my mind. The police were the ones who told us, their faces grim with a pity I couldn't stand. They showed us the grainy CCTV footage from the airport, my little girl. Her head held high, walking away from everything and into a nightmare. That was the last image I had of her for 10 long years. The anger was a fire. It burned away everything else. The shame consumed us. It consumed her mother. The whispers, the headlines, it was too much for her. She left me here, alone with all the ghosts. And then, yesterday, something shifted. I was standing in my daughter's old room, which I hadn't dared to enter in months, and the cupboard door creaked open. Not a sudden jerk, but a slow, deliberate swing. And she was there, my daughter, standing in the darkness of the cupboard, wearing a simple hijab, her face pale and etched with a sadness I'd never seen before. All that old rage, banked for years, roared back to life. "Get out!" I screamed, my voice cracking. "You don't belong here anymore. After what you did, how dare you come back here?" She didn't flinch. She just looked at me, her eyes pools of a deep, bottomless sorrow. "Dad," she whispered, her voice a fragile echo from the past. And then, she simply stepped back into the shadows of the cupboard and was gone. I rushed forward and yanked the door open, my heart hammering against my ribs, but there was nothing there. Just old winter coats and a faint, cold draft. But she came back. Later, as I sat on the edge of her bed, numb and trembling, the door creaked open again. This time, I didn't shout. This time, I listened. The story she told was a horror. The man she loved was a monster. He took her passport, her phone, and isolated her in a compound in the desert. She realized her mistake within weeks, but it was too late. She was a prisoner. She told me she would lie awake at night and beg for us, for home. She regretted it every single day. As she spoke, the cupboard door opened a third time. My wife stepped out. She looked peaceful, younger, smiling a soft, sad smile. Behind her, tumbling out with quiet, giggling energy, were 3 little children. My grandchildren, their faces were bright, their eyes shining. All under 7. I dropped to my knees, my tears finally breaking free, and pulled them into my arms. I held them tightly, overwhelmed by a love so fierce it stole my breath. It was then my daughter gave me the coordinates. A precise location in Iraq, a building. She told me to tell someone. With a heart full of hope I hadn't felt in a decade, I called the detective from her old case. He had contacts. A team was sent. They found them. 3 bodies, my daughter, and her 3 beautiful children. The world caved in, collapsing into a void of pure agony. Last night, the cupboard opened for the final time. They were all there. My daughter, free of sorrow. My wife, radiant, my grandchildren, laughing. They were all together, whole, smiling with a perfect, serene peace. "Come with us," my daughter said. "We can be a family again. A real family, in the hereafter." I finally understood. This world has nothing left for me, but they are waiting. I am going to be with my daughter, my 3 grandchildren, and my wife. The thought is the most wonderful thing I have felt in 10 long years.